Hi, this is Shay Veronica, and I want to talk about Linda Moulton Howe. She is a personality on YouTube, and she has other shows. Her show on YouTube is Earth Files. Last night, she talked about mutilated cows. She has one show every week on YouTube, and I would like to give a short version of what she has talked about because sometimes she is really interesting. Last night, she talked about mutilated cows. She has talked about mutilated cattle in the past. We have heard that people who raise these types of animals have said that they would discover, not people, not many, but some people, they discovered a cow or some sort of cattle that had been mutilated. The soil around where the dead animal was found was not it was not disturbed, and the animal had an incision, would have an incision. There's no blood. The incision is surgical, like someone who knew what they were doing did something very surgical to that particular animal and just left it there in that particular place. Now, when she was dealing with the authorities in the area, they said that what is happening to cattle is happening from people in the sky, people who live in the sky. You heard me, right? In the sky. They're aliens, and they pick the cattle up. They take whatever organ or whatever they need from them. No blood. Whatever they do to fuse, whatever, there's no blood. And then they drop the animal back to the earth or put them back where they took them from, and they go on their merry way. Now, Linda is a proponent of we here on earth not being alone. We are not alone. She says that all the time. But last night, her show with this particular subject matter, and she even spoke to the rancher or whoever it is that raise animals to sell on the market. She spoke with them, and they were giving their take on it. But the whole thing about this particular matter, I don't know if it happens in Barbados, for instance. Have you ever gone out to the field and find an animal, like parts are missing, and there's no blood, there's no footprints, there's nothing that disturbed the area, the animal is just dead and put there, like just put there, rested there, and no flies, no nothing, no nothing. Have you ever experienced anything like that in Barbados? Because when it happens in other places, the explanation is that the animal was taken up into a ship, parts taken out. Maybe the animal was even pregnant and the baby taken out, and the animal put back on the earth, and the ship just flies off on its way. So, in essence, there are aliens who hunt or who inseminate people here on earth, animals, maybe even people, humans. We've heard that wasn't a discussion recently, but that has come up. And once the child has intubated or the animal has intubated to a certain point, it's taken out. The alien will come back and remove that fetus, that child, that little baby before it is born. It will be taken out, and they go on their merry way. Now, I know that all of what I just said is remarkable to your ears. It's something that seems like you've never heard before, or something that you can't think of or you would never think could happen. But I guarantee it's not a belief system. I guarantee that if you were to know the secrets, if you were to know what is not being told to you, even by your governments, by people who run the world, it will make your hair stand on its head. It will make your hair go gray instantly. There are secrets, and even among yourself, yourselves, you know you have secrets, but I mean, in terms of the world, in terms of history, in terms of who put you here, who actually created the human and put you here. You call it God, but what if God is in a spaceship flying overhead? What if God is in a spaceship? What if God lives outside the poles? What if God lives under the sea? You don't know. What if God is on the bus sitting right next to you, just sitting right next to you, riding on the bus? You do not know. But every week, I should listen more. I didn't listen. I usually fall asleep when I'm listening to her because the information is so grand, so great. But I want to listen to Linda. She is 81 years old, and she's heading in a certain direction. And I would like to introduce you to her work before she leaves and does it somewhere else in some other part of the universe. So Linda Moulton Howe, she says we are not alone in the universe, and we cannot be alone. We cannot be alone. The technology is enough to tell you that the people in the higher echelons are dealing with something that is off-world. Share, Veronica.